Good morning, everybody. It's Christa Madrid with Cafe con Christa. And this morning, Janice Morrison has invited us over to her home. This is her backyard patio. Janice is one of the Wonder Women in my life, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this with us. So there are 3 questions, and they're strictly for prompting. You take this wherever you want, Janice. I just want everybody to know one of the amazing women in my life.
Okay.
And the 3 questions are, who are you? Like, who is Janice Morrison? The second one is going to be, what obstacles did you go through to get to where you are today? And the third question, I think I kind of threw both of them in one.
Right. Okay.
So
who am I? Oh God, that's a hard one because it's like, I feel like you just, who are you? Like when you're born, who are you? You know, like when you go to school, who are you? It's like you, like, I feel like life is about learning and becoming and developing and learning who you are. So it's like, I feel like it's been a journey. So it's like, for me, it's
definitely
like,
a journey.
Yeah,
for sure.
So it's like, for me, it's like, I feel like I'm just, I've had a spiritual journey now. Like, I feel like there's just so much going on in my life. That I feel like I'm just I'm very strong-minded. It's like, I try not to judge. I feel like when we're young, you judge more. So it's like, so you learn, yes, and you learn as you get older that that's not the right thing to do. Like, everybody is beautiful in their own way. Everybody has their own imperfections. We all do, and it's just like, and you just have to see the beauty in everybody and everything around you. So,
can you imagine if we got judged according to our own standards?
I know. And it's
I'd
just
be
like,
in big trouble.
Sometimes I feel like I'm still like not. You feel like you're taking the journey. It's like it's a huge journey of life. Like, you choose your path, and it's like I feel like, you know, even career-wise, it's like there's always so many different ways for us to develop our skills, like the skills we have, the skills we never even thought we had. You know,
well, it's amazing what a circumstance will evoke from us, and how we will either rise to that challenge or we will fall flat on our face. But falling is not a way out. You still have to get back up, and you still have to rise somewhere.
Yes, I agree. And it's like, I feel like, I don't know, it's like, I think your children also help you become a different person too. Like, your children, it's like me having boys, it's like, I feel like I'm very strong-willed, strong-minded, because they're masculine. And it's like, I have a lot of masculine energy around me. I have a husband.
Yeah, you're surrounded by men.
Yeah. So it's like, for me, I've learned I'm not as sensitive.
Right.
Like, you know, when you have girls, you have more of a sensitive energy. Me, it's like, I have to kind of stand back and reflect and think, oh my gosh, this is how my husband or my son would look at it, you know, because they are going to have a totally different perspective in life. And I see that, and it's interesting to me.
Yes. So let's go off your energy.
Okay.
Because Janice is somebody who can really feel a person's energy, whether she knows you or not. And we don't really think about people walking around with an aura around them, but we did, you know, we hear it all the time. What we put out there will come back to us.
Correct.
And Janice can actually feel, and it's not that she wants to, because she doesn't always want to, but she can feel a person's energy. Talk to us about that a little bit.
That's it's not always a pleasant. No, it isn't. No, it's like it's interesting because it's like, you know, I felt like I've been very like, something spiritual obviously connects me to going that route. Like, I've always, like, when I was younger, I always felt connected to something, but I didn't know what it was. Like, I felt like there was something important I had to do, and I could do more than like an average person could. Like, I would sit and think in my mind when I was younger, like, I can do a lot, and I didn't understand what that meant. Like, I thought, oh wait, can I move things with my mind, or can I, and there was something in me told me that I had more, but I just didn't know how to develop that. And I feel like as I've gotten older, it has developed, and it's just interesting that I can sense energy. I can sense what you're feeling. It's like what's going on with your life, your husband's life, like the people around you, and it just and you know when people say, well, how do you know? Well, we all have spirit guides. We all have inner beings. I don't, you know, if you could say, it's like you can't see them. I sense them, and they tell me, and it's like people ask me all the time, how did you know that? You know what? That's really hard to explain.
Well, they're trying to tell us too, but we're not equipped
No.
or trained or open-minded to hear these messages. We might ask for signs, so we are getting these messages in the form of signs. We might ask for so many signs. You're like, how many signs do you need?
Totally.
But we're not. Sometimes we're in denial when the signs start coming. Sometimes we're just not equipped, and sometimes people just think we're batshit crazy.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's like I think people sometimes don't look where they need to listen.
Or they don't listen where they're looking to. Both ways, right?
Yeah. It's like you don't like you might think you're talking to yourself in a sense, but it's really not you talking to yourself. It's your guardian angels, your spirit guides telling you, like, okay, listen wholeheartedly. This is going on. There's something going on. You need to pay attention. It's like, and I don't know. It's just I just have a good strong aura when it comes down to listening to them. But I sense them all the time around, and it's like, can I just listen? And they always have a message. There's a message all the time. Right. Interesting. Look at our message when we walked. You know what I mean? So little messages.
Sometimes Janice has something for me, and I avoid her because of what my circumstances are, what I'm going through at the moment, and I'm like, I'm not trying to hear that right now. And just like she just explained, we know when life is pointing us in a direction, or when our spirit guide is talking to us. That inner voice, we've been taught all our lives from very little ages to quit listening to that little voice. Well, Janice is letting us know that little voice never goes away. And if you think you're hearing that little voice, some of us call it our spirit guides, our energy guides, some of us call it God, some of us call it the universe. Right. It is a higher power, it is a higher being, and it is there to guide us into the path that we were meant to walk. And you know, you see these pictures all the time about a path. The path less taken, it, you know, is the quieter path, or, you know, if it were easy, everybody would do it. No, it's the same path isn't for everybody. No. I couldn't walk your path, you couldn't walk my path. But, you know, in some cases, you have been there to help me through some of my journey, and vice versa. You know, you have me, you have other friends who helped you through some of your journeys. And life is always about a journey. If you think that you have reached where you want to be in life, you are so mistaken.
No, you are. You never stop. The thing is, you never stop learning. Like, I feel like I'm still learning, even spiritually, really spiritually. Like, I have a lot to connect to when it comes down to listening. Like, sometimes I don't want to listen because it's like my mind is busy too. Like, our minds are so busy. I feel like meditation is an important part of your life. Like, we should always sit and meditate and just let go of the things that are constantly busying our minds.
Right.
And it's just like, and it will help. I feel like it'll help anybody, everybody.
Well, that's the thing, is we need quiet time. People confuse quiet time with downtime. When they're sitting there doing nothing, they're stuck in front of the phone, they're scrolling through their screens, they're looking at Snapchat, taking their selfies, click,
watching
TV. Something's always on. You gotta stop and clear your mind.
You really do.
Because you'll be confused and scattered. And for some people, they have all this stuff on, but inside they are clearing. So externally, it looks like they're a hot mess, but internally they're a total peace. So again, no judgment on you depending on what are based off of what your meditation looks like. Janice, even for somebody who is in tune with their inner voice, we still go through trials and tribulations, and we still fall down, and we still have to get back up. What are some of the what is one of the most significant struggles you remember going through that made you who you are today?
Oh my goodness. So I feel like, for me, it was when I got pregnant and I had a baby. And
first baby,
first baby. And it's like my son was a month old, and his dad was in first grade. And I bought my own place. Like, I bought my own place. I wanted to get my degree. I was like, life stopped instantaneously. Like, I'm at work, life stops. He's in jail. How do I figure my life? Like, what do I do? Like, this hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm working, and I'm like, you can't stop your life. You can't stop the pain in your heart. You can't stop the stress of, like, what am I going to do financially? I'm only 25.
And now you got a baby.
Right, now I get a baby. It's like, I'm like, and I keep thinking, I'm only 25. Like, I had so much that I wanted to do. It's like, everything just stands still for a second. It's like, and then when you have that baby in your book, and you're just like, it's important to.
Sorry, guys.
Right, it's important to, like, for me, it was important to let him see that I was strong. Like, I wanted him to see that.
That's a good example. That would be tough because you do feel like your life is stopping. Some people would say, I feel like my life just ended. There goes my life. In fact, I think Kenny Chesney wrote a song about that.
Yeah, it's like, it's a country song. It's so funny because it's like, it just makes you so emotional when you think about it too. Because it's like, and he has become who he has because of me.
Well, you raised two excellent boys. You have a strong marriage right now. And
right.
Even like, your marriage hasn't always been easy.
No, it hasn't.
You've had your way about what you think it should look like.
Right.
He has his way about what he thinks it should look like. But somehow, regardless of what the outside world tells you, you guys manage to come together
it's like everything.
On middle ground. And it's not just a compromise where you guys are finding peace.
Right.
That middle ground contains a lot of love, and you guys always come back to that. And I truly admire you and Jesse for that. Sometimes I'm like, you guys are crazy, but sometimes people think I'm crazy. But
and it's like,
but that's a beautiful thing. That's true love. That's pure love. That's total forgiveness, and that's
And it's not like, where like I look at life and I'm like, oh, okay, it wasn't like he cheated on me, did anything, but it's almost like that. When you think to yourself, like, it's a sense of, like when you go through life and you're married, and like there's certain betrayals that occur in your relationship that you won't tolerate. You're like, I'm not going to tolerate this. This is not acceptable behavior. And it's like, and to certain people, everybody's different. There's no judgment on whether you choose to be with somebody because they committed adultery, and that's on your path. You choose that path, and it's like, and everybody says, okay, this is what I'm willing to take, and this is what I'm not willing to take. And I wasn't willing to take certain things, and when somebody says, if your husband or your spouse or your fiance or your boyfriend says they're not willing to do therapy, that's a lie. There's going to come a time when every man feels defeated because that woman's going to leave if you don't take the right steps. And it's like, and my husband was never the type to ever do therapy. He's a disabled vet. His mind is not all there. But when he was about to lose his wife, he realized therapy was the only way to save our marriage.
Right. Well, it's not just saved your marriage, it's made it stronger.
It is. And it's like, remember, Christa, you were like, make him do that. And I go, he won't, he'll never do it. Remember?
Yep. You were making his mind up for him.
Yeah, I was. And it's just like, I was like, he'll never do this. And it's if a man's going to tell you that they're lying. Every man I can honestly say
if
now.
you are worth the fight,
Yes,
he
they
will
will.
go
Yep.
through the counseling.
He will. He'll do
And
it for you.
he'll not just do it to go through the motions. You know, unfortunately, I have another amazing, beautiful friend. I won't name drop this friend. But,
She said, "I won't name
her husband said, fine, I'll go through it. But he's just going through the motions. He was just showing up because he thought showing up was all he had to do, and he was not open-minded, and, you know, therefore he broke her heart. He just wasted her time. And it was really sad. You know, you saved your marriage through counseling, but you wanted the counseling. There was still love there. You still had a love for your husband. I saved my marriage through counseling. Same thing. Loved my husband. Wanted to choke him sometimes, but and I'm sure I have my moments where he wants to choke me. That's how it goes. But our marriage is stronger than ever as well. So basically, things can be repaired if it's meant to be on your path. If it's not meant to be on your path, it's not repairable. And you know, again, I think that goes back to my friend whose husband was just showing up, and that's it. It wasn't meant to be. He's not meant to be part of her life. And
we have to. I think
we need to
realize that,
accept that, and we need to mourn it, because we have our own expectations and judgment of what life should look like. By the time we're certain ages or at certain phases in our life, and we don't get to plan that stuff out. We don't get to plan it out.
We don't.
And if we think for a moment that we have control over that, you know, I think the only control we have is how hard are we going to make our journey, because I don't even think we have control over our journey.
We don't. I mean, we control
the day to day.
Yes. And also, you know, like if our spirit guides want us to go to a different journey, sometimes we don't always listen.
Sometimes we're afraid. We're terrified. It's uncharted territory for us, or for our families, or for us as an individual, because we don't know anybody who's been in that territory before.
But I mean, today, remember I was telling you that today's August 8th? Yeah, so this is like I don't really, it's hard. Yeah, and I don't know a lot about it as I would like to. I mean, I want to get more into it, but it goes back into the Egyptian time when they would pray to a specific god for, you know, to have fertile, you know, everything fertile, to have water, to have like spiritual good energy for all the magicians and all the like
the number
magic
8 is the infinity sign.
Yeah, and it's like so. Today is a very spiritual, important day of a new moon, like in the Leo realm, and it's just like there's so much to read on it, but it's like it's really intriguing. It's like it's very interesting to me. So today actually is a good day for you to meditate. They say that because you are very connected. You're more connected spiritually, like everything, just anything, like your mind, your body, everything. So you can connect yourself spiritually. Right. Today's one of like the strongest days to be connected with all the spirits around you, all the energy. I mean, I sense it. Like I see it, I feel it, I sense it, and not everybody does. And it's like for me, it's almost like you're floating. It's very, and it could have been something like that yesterday, because I felt like when I was riding with my husband with my bike, I kept telling Jesse, I feel light. I felt light, and I didn't understand why. And so it happens like the week right before, and it's like you go through a lot of different energies, a lot of different feelings, a lot of emotions. Like when I get emotional, it's crazy. It's like it's all connected to this day.
This is probably, so again, this is August 8th. You probably won't see this video until September, but we could take that August 8th energy with us into September. And this would probably be a great day to manifest.
Yes.
A great day to manifest. So get in tune to what's going on. And
whatever you're feeling, whatever you want, put it out in the universe.
Yeah, totally.
Love yourself.
Mind, body, and spirit.
If I want to win that $50 million, just put it out there.
we did talk about that. You got to go buy a ticket.
Right.
Janice, so how does the world look? This was the third question. How does the world look through your eyes? Not through the news,
No,
not according to
it's
Jesse,
crazy
but to
because
you.
For me, I see.
Of course.
I see a lot of peace.
Yes.
To my eyes, it's like, but I see everything very spiritually. I'm a very spiritual person, so it's hard for me not to see good in a lot of things. It's like if I see bad in certain things, there's a reason.
And
but
you
it's
kind of
like,
tend to avoid those
yeah,
things too.
I do. But it's like, but I see a lot of good coming into life in general. Like I see good energy, good aura. I see good people. It's like, and we just need more of those good people to step forward and not be
Themselves seen and known.
Yeah, and not think, okay, am I losing my mind? It's like, is this not true? Like, is there really truly energies out there? It's like, God
Just
is
to
good.
trust it.
Yeah, God is good. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, for me, I feel like sometimes people freak out about energies because they think that's not God. It's not what, you know what I mean?
Oh, they think they confuse energy with spirit. They think
Yeah.
you're talking to the dead or something.
Right. And that's not about
it
that.
at all.
It's not about, oh my God, you're working with things that are not
You're
right.
seancing.
Right. No, that's not it. That's not it. It's just
No.
our energy, it's all over.
I couldn't agree more. Yesterday I interviewed my friend Anna, who will be on probably after you, I think. Anyway, she made a good point because you're saying you see peace, you see positive, you see a lot of good. Anna made the point that you see what you want to see,
Right.
and you're always looking for the good.
Yes.
There are people, I used to be guilty of this, and once in a while my mood will make me guilty of it currently. But there are people who are always looking for what's bad.
Yes.
What's bad. And then they think they're doing people favors and start making spreadsheets about things that are bad. And you can't do that kind of stuff. You can't take inventory on that
just
stuff.
like what you just said, if you manifest it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
If you manifest
the good,
right, it's going to happen. Like, manifest good things. Don't think about the negative things in life. Don't think, oh my God, I fell the other day, so I'm going to fall again. Right? Or, oh my gosh, this, like, my back hurts. Your back is going to hurt. You know why? Because you're manifesting it. It's like, I don't feel good. You're manifesting it. Manifest good energy, positive. Wake up and say, today's going to be a good day. It's not always easy. We don't always feel that way. But you know what? We have to get to that way.
Sometimes we don't think we're manifesting. We don't know about manifesting, but I used to say all the time, I never get sick. I never get sick. Last year I got sick really bad.
You did.
I normally never. How long have I been sick? The time you've known me, I never get sick. I put that out there. The minute I start feeling bad, I'm like treating it like a flu, damn it, because I refuse to get sick. And that's one of the things I manifest into my life. Although I didn't know it, I chose to never get sick because it was inconvenient for me. I was so busy and so go.
And that made you sick.
That made me sick. And now I'm a totally different person than I was way back then.
Totally. It's like, you just have to make time for you. And you do. And now
you have to let go of what's toxic too.
Yes.
People are afraid to leave the security of a job because it pays well, or they have no confidence in their own abilities because, oh my God, I've been doing this forever. How am I going to do something new that I've never done before?
Right.
Well, sorry, how did you feel when you got into that job? Failure was not an option. When you were being trained, you hoped they were training you right and not for sabotage,
Right.
And it's the same thing taking the next step in life. You just got to trust those little guides, trust that inner voice. And when somebody's complimenting you or sharing with you a positive vision, don't be like, okay, a freaking weirdo. Accept that. Learn how to accept these gifts, even if they're external. I think everybody's life would be great. So that's awesome, Janice. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Thank you for sharing who you are. And thank you for just showing everybody the Janice I know and love. Appreciate it. I love you. All right, guys. Thank you. That'll do it for Cafe con Christa. And you can find Janice in September. Talk to you soon.